Welcome to my channel. The pain might be temporary, but your body will always have scars. The pain might be temporary, but your confidence will never be the same. And that is why we do it. Because no matter how much pain we go through, no matter how many injuries we have, we're still going to keep pushing, because greatness is forever. When you look at this man right here, what do you see? Do you see the man who lost his legs? Or do you see the man who became an amputee at the age of 14? Because if you focus on the injury, he's just a man who lost both his legs. But if you focus on the man himself, he is the man who had both his legs amputated at the age of 14 and then went on to compete in the Olympics. He's gone on to do more than most able-bodied people. This is a prime example of what I speak about when I say that pain is temporary, but greatness is forever. Pain is temporary, but your confidence will never be the same. I don't want to sit here and tell you that everything's going to be okay. I don't want to sit here and give you false hope. What I will sit here and tell you is that pain is temporary, but your confidence will never be the same. You'll never look at yourself in the mirror the same way again. You'll never see other people the same way again. But I'll let some of my past actions speak for me. Back in 2009, I was forced to take a break from powerlifting because I injured myself so badly that I actually ruptured a tendon. It was such a bad injury that I couldn't even flex my finger. I remember being in the hospital bed crying because I thought that I was going to lose my hand. Now, I knew that it would heal, but I didn't know if it was ever going to be the same. This was the darkest time in my life. I felt like a failure. All I did was lift weights. And now, I wasn't even able to do that anymore. So I tried to focus all my energy into training other body parts that weren't hurt. I started to train legs only with one leg, started doing weird-ass exercises, like lateral raises with my left leg on a bench and the other leg on the ground. I was doing all these crazy things just to try to keep training. Then, I met a man named Dan. Dan was the first person to ever make me feel normal after getting injured. When I saw him walking into the gym, I said, "What's up?" And he looked back at me and he said, "You should probably start training again." It's exactly what he said. And I was like, No, I can't. I messed up my shoulder. He said, "No, you're not listening. You need to start training again." And I was like, "But my shoulder's messed up." He said, "No, you're not listening. You need to start training again." And I was like, "Okay," but I still wasn't convinced. So I went over to the bench and I laid down and I was like, "I'm not going to be able to do this." Then I picked the bar up and I did it. And as soon as I did it, I was like, "This isn't even that heavy. I could probably do more." And then I did more. And by the end of the workout, I was training like nothing had ever happened. That day changed my whole perspective about what happened to me. I realized that even though I had injured myself really bad, it wasn't the end of the world. Yes, there were gone knobby days when it hurt. And there were gone knobby days when it was gone knobby uncomfortable. But it was not going to last forever. Pain is temporary, but your confidence will never be the same. Fast forward a few years later. In 2013, I blew out my knee. The doctor told me that my meniscus was completely dead and that I needed to get surgery. So I got surgery. They went in there and they shaved it down and they said that I was good to go. But I wasn't good to go. It took almost 2 years for me to start feeling normal again. I couldn't run. I couldn't squat. Couldn't walk up a flight of stairs without being in excruciating pain. My whole life revolved around pain medication. Spent countless hours sitting on the couch watching Netflix while being high off pain pills. I hated it. I was miserable. I felt like my whole life was crashing down around me because I couldn't walk. How was I supposed to continue living my life? How was I supposed to continue making videos? How was I supposed to continue working out? How was I supposed to continue doing anything if I could, and even put weight on my own body? These are all questions that I asked myself during that time. And even though I was in physical therapy, even though I was doing everything that I was supposed to do, it still sucked. But you know what? It made me stronger. It made me hungrier. It made me appreciate every single step that I took. And it also made me realize that pain is temporary, but your confidence will never be the same. In 2017, I ruptured my Achilles tendon. If any of you have ever ruptured your Achilles tendon, please let me know how much pain you were in. Let me know what you went through, because I don't think enough people understand how much pain you actually in when you rupture your Achilles tendon. I remember laying down in bed crying. I couldn't even put my foot on the ground. I remember thinking to myself, how am I supposed to get through this? How am I supposed to make it? And guess what I did? I went to physical therapy. I did everything that I was supposed to do, and now I'm back training again. Every single time that I've been injured, every single time that I've had to take a break from training, every single time that I've dealt with intense pain, it has made me stronger. It has made me hungrier, and it has made me more determined to succeed. So even if you're going through something right now, even if you feel like you're at rock bottom, even if you feel like there's no hope, there is always hope. And no matter how bad things get, just remember that pain is temporary, but your confidence will never be the same. You'll never look at yourself in the mirror the same way again. You'll never see other people the same way again. And that is why we push ourselves. That's why we do what we do. That's why we wake up early in the morning before anyone else is awake. That's why we stay up late at night when everyone else is asleep. That's why we eat better than everyone else. That's why we avoid the things that other people are doing. Because no matter how much pain we go through, no matter how many injuries we have, we're still going to keep pushing because greatness is forever. There was a kid who sent me a message on Instagram. His name's Jamal, and Jamal said, "I injured myself. I tore my meniscus, and I have to wait 6 months until I can get surgery. What should I do?" And I responded with one simple sentence. I said, "It's just a bump in the road, not a detour from your destination." A lot of people look at injuries like they're the end of the world, like they're the end of their careers, like they're the end of their lives. But you have to remember that it's just a small setback in your journey. It's not the end of your career. It's not the end of your life. It's just a small bump in the road. You have to keep moving forward because greatness is forever. So whether you're dealing with an injury right now, whether you're going through a rough patch in your life, whether you feel like you're at rock bottom, I want you to remember one thing. Pain is temporary, but your confidence will never be the same. And even though you'll never forget about the pain, it's not going to hold you back from accomplishing your goals. It's not going to hold you back from becoming the person that you're supposed to become. Pain is temporary, but your confidence will never be the same, and you'll use that pain as fuel to keep pushing forward. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Just wanted to share that with you guys, because I know a lot of you guys are dealing with injuries right now. I know a lot of you guys are going through tough times in your life right now. So I wanted to remind you that no matter what happens in life, no matter what obstacles you have to overcome, just keep moving forward. Just keep pushing. Don't ever give up. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.